I found out more about my grandfather's life after he had passed away. There was a scrapbook detailing his and my grandmother's life before they had children. His life was far different from what I thought it had been. I thought that he was just a plumber running a successful business in town. His life was much more than that. My grandfather was so outgoing. He dressed up in women's clothes and on more than one occasion wore a toilet seat around his neck. He constantly had a smile on his face. Whether he was partying with friends or helping out in the community, my grandfather was having a good time. He was surrounded by good people. My grandfather had a large group of friends, and they also knew the importance of giving back to their community. His business installed most of the plumbing in Melfort homes and roofed the historic Melfort post office. My grandmother was the music director at the church, which meant he spent a great deal of time there, as part of the congregation, the choir, and various church committees. Both my grandmother and grandfather held parties at their house that went on early into the morning. They were a raucous bunch who laughed loudly and weren't worried about what the next morning would bring. They were making memories. They loved to have fun. A family only mildly hindered their antics. My mother explained to me all of the late nights she was kept awake while my grandparents laughed and played wild party games with their friends. His family exacerbated his hard-working demeanor. While he enjoyed having friends over for parties, he knew that he had to provide a life for his and my grandmother's 4 children. Their parties grew few and far between. They snuck in the odd celebration when it was warranted. Whether it was birthdays, Christmases, or New Year's, their house was open to their friends for evenings of laughter, drinking, and good company. My grandfather's laugh remained infectious even in his old age. I can see why he was such a popular man. I look through the scrapbook often to glimpse at the person my grandfather was and will remain in many hearts.